Thank you very much. Bismillah and welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone from where you are listening to this presentation. I'll start off this program with a brief presentation on Beginner's Guide to Academic Writing. Uh, can everyone please mute their mics so that I can continue? There's a background noise. Thank you. So before I start, a little bit of a disclaimer. There's a lot of background noise. If you can kindly. Can you guys please hear me? Because there's a lot of background noise.
Well, we can barely hear you. It's very faint.
You can hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so colleagues who have colleagues who have mentioned that they cannot hear me clearly, probably they need to check their own internet connections, because I would like to start in order to finish on time. So
hello,
a little bit of disclaimer.
Please,
yeah.
Can all participants, can the organizer mute everybody, please?
Yes, I'll wait for a couple of seconds. Please mute. Thank you. Simply write yes in the chat box.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Okay, so I'll start off this program by giving you a brief presentation on a beginner's guide to academic writing. But before I start, a little bit of disclaimer. Please remember, there's no one way that can be described as the right way. And whatever I'm going to share is actually based on my own personal experience of working in a developing country with little resources. And I hope that whatever resources I share, you can relate with my own struggle and the struggle of my colleagues. And hopefully you can integrate all these resources in your own practice and become a better medical writer and researcher and someone who can publish in an international biomedical literature. Because of the globalization of research and knowledge and a better and easy access to internet and online resources and different program requirements for the master, bachelor and PhD programs and a general realization of the value of engaging in research and writing, there has been a paradigm shift in biomedical research and writing in the lower middle income countries. There was a time that most of the biomedical and other kind of scientific research was done either in Europe and Northern America. But nowadays, because of global collaboration, even people sitting in developing countries like Africa, Asia, and other parts of the world, they are involved in national and international collaborative research. And whenever you use the word research, actually everyone gets excited. So whether someone is a student, someone is a resident or a master degree program student, or he or she is a faculty member, they get excited, and they think they are going to publish and write an article within couple of weeks to months. But if you
Excuse me,
pause for a
Dr.
moment
Farooq.
and you ask
Excuse
them
me, Dr.
questions
Farooq.
like, so how you are going to start off with the research?
Please share your screen. Please share your screen.
Yes. Please, my screen is shared. Please check your own connection because the rest of the participants are okay with the presentation.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Farooq is sharing his screen. We are seeing the screen.
We can see your screen, Dr. Farooq. Please continue.
If someone, if someone has a problem, please write it in the chat box and organizer can guide you, because I think individual people have issue with their internet connection, but most of the people can listen to me clearly and they can see my presentation well. So I would like to go on in order to finish on time. As I was mentioning, if you ask these enthusiastic people that what is the process of research, how you're going to get yourself a mentor, how you're going to go to a research article, how are you going to hunt for full text, and how are you going to publish and then choose a target journal, most of them would be confused. So my aim today is actually to share with you certain resources which can help you in your academic writing. And what I'm going to discuss today, again, I'm going to keep it simple and it would be focused on these four things. Number one, general rules for academic writing. Number two, resources for learning, research, and writing, where to find good research mentors for research, how to choose a good research topic, and good tips and tricks to access full text articles, because that's the major challenge for people based in the developing countries who do not have any institutional access to find full text articles. And I know that most of the people like me, they do not have any resources, and it's sometimes impossible to spare hundreds of dollars from your own pocket for all these resources on research and writing. So most of the resources that I'm going to share will be either totally free of cost or would cost you a little amount of money, like let's say around 10 to 30 US dollars. So starting with the first part, the journal principles. So please remember, whether you are a novice, someone who's just starting off in research, whether you have done some research, or whether you are a faculty member who wants to improve him or herself and want to publish in a global collaborative research and want to target high impact international biomedical journal, there are general principles of research that you need to understand and realize. And probably that is going to give you a clarity of mind and a clarity of action. The most important step and the most important thing that you need to realize is that, this is the start line for all of us. Millions of people before you were involved in research and writing, and all of them, they started as novice and from the same start line. The start line is the same for each one of us. The journey can be different, but the start is the same. Second thing is, please do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. And as they say, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. And the most important thing that you need to realize right now is in the right direction. It does not matter that you have a lot of courage, stamina, and will to work. If you are working in the wrong direction, you are not going to reach your destination of publishing in a good biomedical journal. So yes, please do take the first step, but make sure that first step is in the right direction, which can guide you to your destination of publishing article in a good international biomedical journal with an impact factor. The other thing that you need to realize, and especially you need to realize if you are a student or you have not published anything, nobody is a born writer. Everyone, whether he or she is a Nobel laureate or one of the most prolific writer in the world, everyone started as a novice. Nobody is a born writer. If someone has published like 200 articles, he or she started off with 0 article at the start. So all you need to do is gather resources, make a good team, keep on doing your good work in the right direction, and hopefully you will be a published writer soon. And I always love this quote from Pursuit of Happiness, which is a great film by Will Smith. And I quote it in the context of medical writing, but I do think that it actually fits very well in context of journal life as well. And it says, don't ever let someone tell you that you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. When people can't do something themselves, they are going to tell you that you can't do it. You want something, go get it, period. And this should be your guiding principle in medical writing as well. It doesn't matter that you are a student. It doesn't matter that you are working in a developing country. It doesn't matter that you don't have much resources. If you have will to work and you have a will to do great work, I will tell you the resources. And if you avail those resources, you are going to get to your dream of publishing in an international biomedical journal. Apart from that, please remember right from the start, please do not get into the game of writing too many articles. It's great to have 200 articles, but you need to focus on the quality and not the quantity. So please, even if you publish less, but you publish better in high impact journals and your articles get quoted and cited and discussed all around the globe, it is something that you should look for instead of simply churning out low quality articles that nobody reads or nobody references. If you have an idea so far that what I want to say, probably it's a time that you need to read this quote. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Now, what could be your goal? Your goal is to publish in a high impact journal, and you have to come up with a plan. In the next 20 minutes, I cannot actually cover every aspect, but I'm going to highlight and I'm going to share certain important principles and certain important tools that can help you become a better writer or a better researcher. The first thing is, please learn research and writing. It doesn't matter that you did not get any formal education and training in research and writing. We are living in the 21st century where almost each one of us has access to global resources in form of internet. So as an adult, it's your own responsibility, because the principle of self-directed learning says that you are yourself responsible for your own learning, and you have to expose yourself to more knowledge and get training that can help you in becoming a good writer and a researcher. And I'm going to quickly go through a couple of them. And the most important are the MOOCs. MOOCs stand for Massive Online Open Access Courses, and most of us are already familiar. The largest MOOC provider in the world right now is Coursera and edX. I'll pause here for a couple of seconds, and can my participants please write down in the chat box if they have done any courses on Coursera and edX. And if you have done any courses, please write yes. And if you can share the number of courses that you have done, that would be great. So I'll pause here for a couple of seconds. Not done. Okay. No. Okay. Yes. Okay. So how many of you have done online courses on Coursera edX? Just want to know so that I can move forward. Okay. Okay.
Dr. Farooq, kindly hold on, please.
Okay.
Sorry for interjecting. Please,
I'll hold on.
Some people are trying to unmute themselves repeatedly. And please, whoever is yanked out of this Zoom can go and join via YouTube, please. They are disturbing the meeting. Can they mute themselves, please?
No, they let
probably you can mute everyone again, and then I will unmute myself. Probably it would work.
Mama.
Thank you. So can everyone hear me again? Simply write yes in the chat box. Fantastic. Okay. So Coursera and edX are MOOCs, massive online open access courses. And as you can see, these are the platforms those which collaborate with global universities, like you can see the list. For example, Oxford, Harvard, Chicago, UCLA, the top tier universities in the world. And these universities, they host different courses, and there are like actually thousands of courses available on this platform. And as you can see, many of these courses, they directly relate to research and writing. The best thing is all of these courses are online, and all of these courses are open to everyone. You don't need to have any formal degree or any qualification in order to enroll in these courses. Number 3, these courses can be accessed anytime by anyone who has an access to internet. For example, on your mobile phone, on your laptop, on your tablet. Number 4, if you want to have a certified certificate, all you need to do is just pay 60 to 70 US dollars. And at the end of the course, you are going to get a PDF certificate from, let's say, Harvard or maybe Oxford or UCLA or Berkeley. Just imagine, by investing only 6 to 8 weeks of your time and spending 60 US dollars, you are going to get a certificate from Harvard University, which says that you have participated in an online research training course. Just imagine if you get trained by a faculty from Harvard, what kind of knowledge you are going to get. It is hopefully going to be one of the best in the world. So please make the best use of these opportunities. And there are like dozens of websites, but I would say please focus only on Coursera and edX, which are the largest MOOCs provider in the world right now. Apart from that, I would request you to please explore Researcher Academy from the platform of Elsevier. Now, you know that Elsevier is one of the largest publisher of scientific literature in the world. And in year 2017, a couple of years back, they launched this Researcher Academy from the platform of Elsevier. And this is actually, again, it consists of multiple webinars. And if you complete different webinars, you actually get a small PDF certificate, which you can display in your profile, and you can actually share on your LinkedIn profile as well. And they take you on a process, on a journey of how to start research till the end, that how to publish in a high impact biomedical journal. And faculty of this course usually consists of high impact writers and editors of the journals hosted by Elsevier. So you actually get tutored and taught by the experts of biomedical writing in the world. So please go and explore researcheracademy.elsevier.com, which is free of cost. Apart from that, I would request you to please go online and explore eDance. So eDance is now actually working for more than 10 years. It's actually a fantastic resource, and there are 2 options available. The free option I have just displayed in front of you, and you can go online and sign up for free. and they would give you a lot of online webinars, small PDF booklets, and lot of material on how to become a good writer. But if you can like spare $30 per year, you can get the premium membership. And I would strongly recommend that please invest in these $30 and get this premium membership of Edance. And it would actually open up lot many resources. So please go online and explore. The next thing that I would like to advise for beginners and even for experts is please find research mentors. And why do you require research mentors? Because learn from the mistakes of others. You cannot live long enough to make them all yourself. Sorry. So you need to understand that the journey of research and writing is again thousands of years old. Millions of people have passed through the same path before you and me. It would be great if we can learn from their mistakes and rectify ourselves before we actually make the same mistake again. And the second thing is, if I have seen further records by standing upon the shoulder of giants, please remember that people who support us, our teacher, our supervisors, these are the people who provide us with the shoulder that allow people like you and me to speak up, to progress in life, and to publish in high impact journal. The challenge is that how to get a good research mentor. And please remember, there's a lot of difference between a formal supervisor and a research mentor. Sometimes a supervisor is simply the one who is assigned by your own university and institute to guide you for your master's thesis or your PhD program. But he or she might not actually be a good research mentor and might not be able to guide you in the right way. And for that, I would request you all to please go online and explore authoraid.info. And again, I'll make a quick pause and I will ask you to do these questions. Please open www.authoraid.info and answer these questions. Please write these answers in the chat box. What are the total number of members registered on AuthorAid and how many countries are represented in AuthorAid? I'll pause here for a couple of seconds and you can please answer it in the chat box. What are the number of members registered on AuthorAid and how many countries are represented in AuthorAid? Please write your answer in the chat box. Okay, someone has written 2. Anyone else? It is all written on the front page of AuthorAid. So go online on authoraid.info and answer this. 20,000. Thank you, Muhammad Ismail. 20,000. Excellent. 20,000. Thank you. And how many countries are represented on AuthorAid? Excellent. 175 countries. So thank you very much for these answers. So the answer is there are around 20,000 registered members on AuthorAid and they represent around 175 countries of the world. Pause for a moment and imagine the collective wisdom that is available online for you for research collaboration. And please remember, a single person wisdom can never ever match a collective wisdom. And this wisdom which I'm talking about of AuthorAid comes from different part of the world. There are people who are very experienced. There are people who are mid-tier. There are people who are novice. There are people who want to be mentors, who want to teach others. There are people who want to be mentees. They want to get knowledge from others. So it's an excellent resource. And I would strongly recommend that after this presentation, please go online and explore. And you can see they offer you mentoring, they offer you online courses, they offer you funding, and their resource library is free of cost and has hundreds of resources on different aspects of research, writing, biostatistic, and research communication. So please go online and explore AuthorAid and get yourself a good mentor from this platform. The next question is that whenever you are going to do research, whether as a novice, as a starter, or as a established researcher, please take out some time and always choose a good research topic and question. Do not simply reinvent the wheel. Try to do something innovative. Try to do something that can make a difference in your own community, society, in your patient's life. And I will give you some couple of ideas how to choose a good research topic. And the first stop for, at least for biomedical researchers, should be clinicaltrials.gov. And as you can see, as of today, this website has around 380,000 research studies from 220 countries of the world. Again, the value of collective wisdom. I'm not saying that all of the research of the world is present on this website, but most of the high quality research and specifically clinical trial, human clinical trials are available on clinicaltrials.gov. And the second thing is for people who are interested and plan to do a randomized control trial, please remember it is mandatory to register your randomized control trial on a clinical trial registry before you start data collection. And one of the clinical trial registries is clinicaltrials.gov. And again, it is free of cost. Again, a small task for all of you. Please visit www.clinicaltrials.gov, enter Nigeria in the country tab, and answer these three questions. What are the total number of studies registered from, sorry, not from Pakistan, from Nigeria? What is the name of the study on serial number 5? Is it complete or still recruiting participants? Come on. And please answer in the chat box. www.clinicaltrials.gov, enter Nigeria in the country tab, and answer what are the total number of studies registered from Nigeria, not Pakistan. And what is the name of the study on serial 5? You can copy paste that. And is it complete or still recruiting participants? Excellent, Smile. 224. Yes. The number of studies registered from Nigeria at present are 224, which I would say are pretty small, considering they were probably Nigerian colleagues can have a larger impact on the international biomedical literature. And what is the name of the study on serial number 5? Anyone? If you can please copy and paste it in the chat box. Yes, Sayyid Amna, you're right. It's 224. So what is the name of the study on serial number 5? Excellent. Professor Marshall has correctly identified improving the outcomes of community-based management of acute malnutrition. And this study has been completed and not recruiting patients anymore. It was just an exercise to give you an idea how the world works, how this useful resource is available for all of you to explore and to get an idea what are the different kind of researches being done in different countries. You can actually explore this website and you can narrow it down by country, you can narrow it down by topic, you can narrow it down by type of study. And it would give you a good idea that what are the different kind of researches being carried out and what are the research gaps that you can actually fill in. And it would help you create a good research topic or a research question. Apart from that, I would also like you to explore oatd.org, which stands for Open Access Thesis and Dissertation. And as you can see, this website right now has a collection of around more than 500,000 theses and dissertations on different topics from different countries of the world, specifically universities located in Europe, Northern America, China, Japan, and Australia, which means high impact universities. So it would give you an idea what kind of research is being done and what kind of research these PhD scholars and the master degree program students usually pursue. Secondly, many a time, once you're interested in going into a detail of the study, usually reading an article which is only 2,500 or 3,000 words would not give you the detail. If you want to read the detail, reading the whole thesis and dissertation is the right way to do that. And OATD is going to give you an option to download these thesis and dissertation and then scan them and you like read them and get good ideas. The next challenge that people usually face once they are writing an article or doing a literature search or they're looking for ideas on which to work is how to access full text articles. Unfortunately, still in the 21st century, many journals have paywalls. Paywall mean that you have to pay a lot of money, somewhere between 30 to 75 US dollar, in order to access PDF of a single article. And I'm sure it's not actually possible for anyone in any part of the world to pay 30 to $70 for a single article, because sometimes you have to actually download 50 to 60 articles and it nearly becomes impossible to spare such a large amount of money from your own pocket. So I'm going to quickly give you ideas that if your institution does not provide you an access to these databases and journals, how can you access these full text articles? And again, I told you this is my strategy. You might have even a better strategy, which you can then discuss in the chat box. So for people who are based, who are physician or who are biomedical researcher or who have a background in health sciences, they usually start off with Medline or PubMed. So please remember, whenever you do a literature search on Medline or PubMed, there's an option which says free full text. So many a times you get actually dozens to hundreds of free full text article right on the PubMed by clicking that single icon of free full text, and it gives you a lot of good articles that you can explore, that you can download and read free of cost. Apart from that, whenever you do a literature search on Medline or PubMed, please always remember to do a literature search on PubMed Central as well, PMC. So the major difference between PubMed Central and PMC is that although PubMed is a slightly bigger platform, it has around 32 million abstracts, and this PubMed Central is slightly smaller. It has got around 18 million, but everything in PubMed Central is available free full text, is either in the PDF form or in the printout form. So please do explore PubMed Central if you are looking for good free articles in the field of biomedical sciences or health research. Apart from that, you can always go for Google Scholar, and please remember that using Google Scholar is an art. Obviously, I don't have time for that, but just to give you a little bit of idea, if you look carefully, usually if Google Scholar has a full text link to that particular article, it would highlight that right at the search page, and you can actually click that and go to the full text PDF. Apart from that, the most important feature of Google Scholar that I really like is that you can actually set a create alert. And create alert means that if you're working on a particular topic and you want to remain updated about that topic in the times to come, you don't have to do a literature search again and again. You simply create an alert, and whenever Google Scholar, like indexes an article on that particular topic, depending on your own alert preferences, weekly or monthly, they are going to send you an alert on that particular topic, which means that you will remain updated about that particular topic throughout your career. And it's a good strategy. It will save you a lot of time. Apart from that, a good strategy is to send a reprint request to author. And you know that most of the article, they do mention the email of the corresponding author. And if you send them a carefully worded professional email, please remember most of them are going to respond to your request for reprint. And they are going to share either the PDF, the Word format, or some other format of their full text article. And it's a good solution that you should avail. Apart from that, you can actually go and explore certain social academic websites. And apart from literature search, I would strongly recommend that as a professionals, as researchers, as physicians, as scientists, you must have an online presence in the 21st century. So apart from Facebook and LinkedIn, you must have an account on ResearchGate. And ResearchGate has a lot of resources, both in form of articles, preprints, dissertation, presentation, which you can go and explore. Apart from that, you can also explore academia.edu. And as you can see, around 15 million people all around the globe are part of academia.edu. And it offers you two kinds of subscription, the free one and the paid one. So if you really feel you need the paid one, you can upgrade by paying probably $100. Otherwise, the free version is good enough and can help you download a large number of articles. Other option is a very good option is unpaywall, and I would strongly recommend go and explore and install this unpaywall in your own phone. So basically, unpaywall, what it does, if you search for an article, and if the article is available free full text, it would give you a green icon on the right middle corner. So the green icon would mean that there is full text PDF available, and you simply click that green icon and the full text opens up. And if there's no green icon, or the icon is of gray color, this means that the free full text is not available and you have to go for some other option. Apart from that, there are certain controversial, or what they call the gray areas. And I agree there's a lot of controversies behind these things, but as someone based in developing countries with no to little resources, I would admit that I actually use these resources a lot, and many of my colleagues have been using them, and we do have our own justification for using these resources, but these resources do help. So one is this Twitter hashtag, which is known as I can has PDF. So if someone is on Twitter, and a lot of academician, scientists, researcher, writers, actually they have a very active Twitter presence. Twitter is a microblogging website. So as you can see by this screenshot, so if you need an article and you cannot get your article from anywhere, so you simply put a request for that article on Twitter, and you put in the hashtag I can has PDF. And usually I have tried this myself. Usually someone in some part of the world who has access to that article through their own institute and library, they would send you the free full text via email or DM. So please do try that. Apart from that, again, very controversial but very useful is Sci-Hub. Will not go in the detail, but Sci-Hub is right now the world largest database of articles. It claims to have more than 76 million articles from all sciences: biomedical, forestry, nursing, computer sciences, you just name it, social sciences, and it will give you the article in free full text PDF form. I know it's a bit controversial, but again, it's a lifesaver and has helped many researchers all parts of the globe. And one important thing, people usually say that only people based in the developing country use Sci-Hub. It's wrong. Research has shown that even people based in Northern America, Canada, and USA with the highest level of access to biomedical literature, they also use this Sci-Hub because it's easy, free of cost, and very convenient. Apart from that, again, controversial, but again, very helpful. If you are in search of free full text books, you might want to explore Library Genesis. So Library Genesis actually allows you to download the full text of PDF of different kinds of books. Again, sometimes it's pretty difficult to buy a 500 US dollars book, but again, Library Genesis would give you that kind of option, and you can download and then you can use for your own personal use. If you follow the advice that I just told you, that you start in the right direction, you take the first step, you make up a plan, you get yourself a good mentor from your own community or from author aid, and then you have a good research question that you want to answer and base your research upon, and then you have follow all this advice to hunt the full text article. I hope that you will one day end up with celebrating that my article has been published. So the take home message from this presentation are three. Number one, please remember, internet is your best friend. And by internet, I do not mean social media website where you waste your time in form of Facebook and Instagram. What I mean that I just told you resources, excellent free of cost resources that can help you become a good writer and researcher and a scientist. And please remember, there was a time that when people like you and me used to complain that we are based in developing countries, we do not have any access to resources. But right now, internet is a big equalizer. It allows people like you and me to have access to Harvard class education and research training. So why not do you make the best use of these resources? But at the same time, please remember, it does not matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, it will never be enough. Unfortunately, many free full resources are available online. But my colleagues, they prefer to waste their time on social media websites instead of doing courses and connecting to researchers on author aid. So food for thought, do not waste your time. Our time here is limited. And last but not the least is, there are only two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. I request that, if even if you have gathered one or two important things from this presentation, please go in your own department and communities and share those with your colleagues so that everyone can learn and grow. Because whatever we possess becomes of double value when we have the opportunity of sharing it with others. Sharing is caring, and this is how we evolve, and this is how we have survived, and this is how we are going to go forward. So thank you very much. If you have any question, comments, or addition, or you need a copy of the presentation, feel free to email me at Farooq Rathore, or for the video recording, you can later on visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dr. Rathore. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Rathore, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
We'll now leave 10 minutes for us to have discussions and comments on the presentation before we go to the next presentation. So please, if you have anything to say, signify and let's hear you now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the good presentation by Mr. Farooq. But I would like to ask, sir, please, can we have access to some of these materials after the seminar?
Can the organizer please answer this question? Or yes, you can email me and I will share the slides with you. No problem.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, any other question or observation? So I will thank Dr. Rathore for that wonderful presentation. And we are going to move on to the next presentation.
Sorry, I have a question, please. Hello, sir.
Hello, who has the question?
Hello?
Please go ahead with your questions.
Yes, sir. I want to find out.
Is that Collins Edet?
Sorry, thank you, Dr. Farooq, for the wonderful presentation. My concern is some of these resources, this material you were talking about, and you said they are kind of illegal to access. I don't know. Is it legal for somebody like the science hub you were talking about? Some of us in the developing country use it a lot for a lot of to access a lot of literatures, which on a good day we will have paid heavily for. So is it right? Is it right scientifically? Is that ethical? Is it a right way for a scientist to go about accessing literatures, or you go by the pay and you go and pay and before you get access to them, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this question. It's an important question and I often get asked this question. So please remember, I clearly told you it is controversial. And yes, for like publishers like Elsevier and for Lippincott and Springerlink, they clearly say that it is illegal. Now the question from researchers is, okay, if it is illegal, so why you are putting up your articles for $60 to $70 when people cannot access it? And I would request you to please go online and sort of like go online on YouTube and just simply enter debate on Sci-Hub. So there are actually debates available between different academic people and professors, in which one is giving arguments in favor of Sci-Hub and the other person is giving arguments against Sci-Hub. But one thing is very clear. It is all about supply and demand. If I cannot get access to an article, I have to do something. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pay for $70 for one article. So what option do I have? So if Sci-Hub is the answer, I'm sorry, but I'm going to use that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir. Very informative.
Collins Edet, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Mine is not
Switch on your video. Edit.
I'm in a public setting. I can't actually do that now.
Okay.
Please.
Go on.
All right. Mine is not really a question, but a contribution. First of all, for the book, I thank you, Dr. Farooq. Apart from Library Genesis and Science Hub, I think I can also recommend Book SC for downloading of books. It is very helpful. Book SC. I'll paste the link as soon as I finish my comments. Then also for young researchers, I think you also have to stress the place of patience. Patience is very necessary because a couple of young persons from this part of the world want to write research today and finish tomorrow and get it published. So please, I am also going to stress the place of patience because all these high impact journals might take time, might also delay you, and some of us are always in a hurry. I don't know where we are hurrying to. So I'm also stressing that young persons coming up should understand the place of patience. Then you should also understand that your rejection of your paper, potential rejection, because it might surely come up, they reject your paper along the line. If your papers are rejected, you should not see it as the end of the world, because the comments you get, the criticism you get during that process can actually help you improve your work. I think that's all I have to say, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, Abdulrazak Suleiman.
Yes, sir. My name is Abdulrazak Suleiman from the University of Maiduguri here in Borno State. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go on.
Go on, please.
My question is on predatory journals. we do receive email from journals that want us to submit our manuscript for publications. I don't know if you can make some more clarifications on how to go about this, because sometimes we feel like publishing our works, at the end of the day, we find out that those journals are not acceptable in our universities. Please, what advice can you give us in this sense? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I intentionally did not cover this topic, but one of my colleagues, the last speaker, is probably going to cover this topic. So please check the chat box. I've just shared a link, thinkchecksummit.org. So predatory or scam academic journal is a major issue right now. These are journals which are not legit. These are total scam journals which are only available online. They don't have any backing. They don't have any value at all. So whenever you are about to submit your article to a journal, I would recommend everyone to please visit this website, thinkchecksummit.org, and then scan your target journal with the guidelines given in this website. And it would actually guide you whether your target journal is a legit, a genuine journal, academic journal, or it is a sort of academic fraud or a predatory journal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rathore. Then also I would like to add the question the last person asked. There's a bill list of predatory journal. I can share the resources with you after, then you can link up and check up journals before you proceed and publish. But I also believe that the last presenter is going to talk more on that. So let's go to the second presenter because of time. So I'll invite Professor Marshall A. Azeke, a professor of nutritional biochemistry at Ambrose Ali University, Ekuba in Nigeria, to proceed with this presentation. His presentation is titled Misconducts in Academic Writing.
Thank you very much. So I hope I can share my screen. Let me apologize, first of all, that my webcam is bad. So, but I should be able to share my screen. Coming. I hope we can see the screen.